Now my talk here, it's not just about more energy. It's not called more energy, it's called better energy. Why is it called better energy? Well, take a look at that picture. When I was in high school, that is me. I never let anyone take a profile of my picture, of my side. Why? Because my nose grew first. Then my head got bigger. So my nose doesn't look that big now, but when I was in high school, my head was small. People would tap me on the shoulder. Whoa, whoa, watch out. It's hitting you with your nose. You know, it was bad. A lot of people made fun of me. And sometimes I would get mad. And I'd be like wanting to fight. And they'd be like, no, I'm not going to fight you. Your nose length is longer than my arm length. You have an unfair advantage. I'm not fighting you. So it was bad. And then I lived in Miami. And in Miami, you might have heard, there's a lot of hurricanes in South Florida. And in the early 90s, we had a bad hurricane. Not as bad as Katrina, but it was almost that bad. Hurricane Andrew. And a classmate comes up to me. You know, I had lost my electricity. He comes up to me, Herman, you know, my house is flooded. It's ruined. I go, hey, I'll help you out. He goes, I have a favor. Please, whatever you do, just don't sneeze. We can't have another hurricane. We can't afford it. So it was bad. So what ended up happening was, because I had like bad energy, when I got into college, it was tough for me. And I was taking some tough courses. I wanted to become a chiropractor. And I made it into chiropractic school by the skin of my teeth. It was really tough. And I would tend to just complain a lot and kind of be negative about a lot of stuff. And you've all heard the saying, attitude is everything. You've heard that, right? It really is, because my first semester in chiropractic school, we had a big anatomy test July 5th. Right after July 4th, Independence Day. My birthday happens to be on the 4th of July. And I happen to be turning 21. So I was complaining. I mean, is that a good reason to complain? You're about to turn 21, but you have a big test the next day. You know, I was complaining. I was thinking, how unpatriotic is the 4th of July. I'm not going to be watching the fireworks and all of that. And, you know, I never told anything to the professor, but I complained, moaned, and I didn't study like I should have. The next day, I got an F on the exam. And then I ended up getting a D in the course. And you know, that may not sound like a big deal, but the bad part is that it affected my social life. I became friends with the people who started out with me in chiropractic school in that semester. There was a girl in there who I really liked, and she was flirting with me. And the next semester, she moved on, and I stayed behind. She ended up going out with someone else who was able to keep up, and I got left behind. So my point is, your attitude is huge, and you really want to look at how you perceive your class, how you perceive your professor. And one of the things I talk about in my book when I go and speak at colleges is, what do you do with a professor that you can't understand? What do you do with a professor that maybe you just don't like, you don't like the class? So these are all issues that we really, really want to deal with.